Making a transition from summer to fall, we've got this gorgeous set. A few little butterflies. September look of the month coming at you right now.
Our next inspo for Nail Look of the Month is based on a really cool set done by Queen Catherine nail artists. We all know that butterflies have been a really trendy look. What's cool is she's been able to take this design and put a really cool fall spin on it. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're going to create that look on Tracy's middle finger. What I'm gonna do is push back for cuticles. I'm going to use my electric file at 3,000 RPMs. What we're going to do is we're going to gently remove the shine from the perimeter of the nail to start. And as you can see, I'm lightly feathering away the shine from corner to corner. I'm running my electric file at 3,000 RPMs. I don't need to be aggressive. All I want to be able to do is just gently tickle away the shine and get it ready for protein bond application. All right, so once we're done removing shine, I'm gonna take swipe and we're gonna clean the surface of the nail. After we're done cleansing the nail, we're going to apply 2 coats of protein bond from cuticle to free edge. Remember that you're going to apply it on all 10 fingers, and after you're done doing all 10 fingers, you're going to come back and apply 1 more coat. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our nail form. I'm going to pre-pinch the tip. I'm going to mount this right underneath the free edge. Tracy has just enough. What I want to be able to do, again, is rotate it up, as you can see, so that it's touching the very, very front of her free edge right here. One of the things I like to do is turn the hand to the side, get more of a client profile, so if I could see that the form is on completely straight. So once we have the form on, what we're going to do is we're going to use Cover Earth to actually build out the length that we want. I'm going to submerge my brush. I'm going to go ahead and get a nice bead by bouncing into the surface. I'm going to use the back side of my brush and kind of drain out the excess. And then once I set it to the nail form, you're going to notice that it doesn't move at all. Okay, so what this sets me up for is using the body of my brush to walk it all the way up tight to the side. Once I actually have it stretched out to the length I want, I'm going to use the body of the brush and walk it all the way up to the top corner as well, trying to keep this as flush to the natural nail as I possibly can. My focus right now is just getting the edges as straight as I possibly can. I could use the body just to kind of stretch out the length. And remember, what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of round out the tip. And once we actually have this established, then we can focus on actually building the right body to this beautiful nail. All right, so what we need to do is we need to get a big enough bead to set at the cuticle area so that everything runs from this point to this point. What I'm going to do again is get a nice healthy amount, 3, 4, and then when I set this down around the 5 count, I'm using the tip of my brush just to walk this tight around the perimeter of the nail while everything self-levels, and then I can start pulling from the front and side of the pearl. You want the bead to be able to run into perfection without me having to manipulate it too much, right? So you can see all the way down to the edge, trying to get this as flush to the perimeter as we possibly can. I'm not really concerned about the very, very front yet. I'm going to add a blending bead to that. All right, so everything is in great form. I'm going to go ahead and take 1 blending bead. I'm going to set this right here at the front in between the tip and the body. I'm going to feather the acrylic up into the body, and then I'm going to use the excess and pull it over the tip using the body of the brush. And as it sets, I can actually just mold it into perfection. Remember, as you are sculpting, one of the things I really want you to focus on, especially if you're new to doing nails, if you do have low spots, you could always go back and add to the surface. It's much easier to add to the surface of acrylic than adding into an open space around the perimeter of the nail. So we're just going to let this set. I'm going to pinch this into shape, and then I'm going to show you guys the finishing process. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take her form off. In order for me to be able to file this into the right shape, what I'm gonna do is I need to I'm trying to keep contact with the whole entire side, but I wanna be able to swivel it down towards the tip to round it off, to give it that really nice almond shape. Okay. And then for me to get the sides perfect, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn her hand to the side. My lowest points, as you can see, are going to be here. What I'm going to do is file up and in until my lower arch is absolutely even with her sides. I'm gonna do the same thing on the opposing side. You can see here how it's hanging down. What I'm trying to do is get a really nice extension all the way up to here. Perfect. Let's go ahead and file her upper arch in. All right, let's go ahead and bring in the dust extractor. We're gonna run the electric file around 12,000 RPMs. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lightly tape that back end down so you can see how it arches. Then what I wanna be able to do is work through zone 2 of my barrel all the way to zone 3 to have a really nice upper arch. And then as I'm coming down the barrel of the nail, notice how I'm running zone 3 towards myself, doing the same thing through zone 2, and I want to be able to run zone 1 all the way. Try to take down a lot of the bulk on the free edge and also try to keep the C curve nice and even all the way through. And I want to be able to finish off around the perimeter of the nail. Try to take down as much bulk as we possibly can and then follow through with the whole body before we hand file this into perfection. All right, so once all the bulk is taken down, I'm gonna go ahead and hand file this and then set it up so that we're ready to paint in the butterfly. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Overdrive from Mission Control Gel Paint. I'm just going to take a small amount and put this onto a tile. All right, so what I want to be able to do is I'm going to use my micro detailer to paint it in. So before I paint the wings in, I'm just going to paint the body. So I'm just going to dab the tip, and then what we're going to do is just kind of add a little bit of bulk at the top and then pull down. To prevent me from actually smearing anything, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it inside the light for about 10 seconds, and that way I can continue to paint without having to worry about smearing lines anywhere on the nail. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the 10-second timer. All right, so what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to just kind of paint out some really, really nice wings. This is actually going to be around and through. You can see I'm just trying to make this just kind of like, again, like a leaf. It's kind of a really easy way of laying it down. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I want to be able to just come down and through, lighten up my grip, and then you can see how I'm just laying it down firm, and then as I come through and pull, I want to be able to lighten it up so I can keep it into that nice point. Let's go ahead and set that inside the light. Let's do the same thing on the opposite side. For me to be able to paint out something tight, I put a little bit of pressure on the tip, and then as I come out, I just loosen up the pressure to get it really, really sharp at the end. I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna come down and then do the same thing on the opposite side, just to lighten it up. Boom, just like that. Let's go ahead and get that inside the light. So at this point, what I'm going to do is add all of the detail. So I'm going to come through and just add a couple of lines, as you can see, through the wings. Just add real slight detail. Let's go ahead and get that inside light. We're going to set that for another 10 seconds before we actually paint the butterfly antennas. All right, one of the things I like to do, again, is just add enough to the very tip and then put a lot of pressure on the surface and then just lightly pull down just to add, again, just slight detail. We'll do the same thing on the other side, put a lot of pressure down and just lighten up the pressure. Doesn't have to touch, just adds that small detail to the edge. So what we're going to do, as soon as we're done, I'm going to make sure that we cure it for a full minute. That way we are positive that the design is going to completely cure all the way through. All right, so what we want to do is we want to mattify this. I'm going to use matte top coat from ManiQ. And I'm going to put a nice even coat from cuticle to free edge. If the design is raised above the nail, you could always come in with a second coat to make it absolutely flat and flawless. I'm going to go ahead and cure this for 60 seconds. We're going to wipe it and it's going to mattify completely. We're going to use ManiQ cleanser. I'm going to come through, I'm going to wipe the surface off. And as you can see, mattifies the whole entire surface. All right, I'm going to go ahead and finish out the set and you're going to see what the complete design looks like.
Thank you so much for watching our nail videos. To check out more, head right over here, and to subscribe to our channel, click right over here.